Hi everyone, today we're going to build a Sancho Testnet node with Van from Weed Stake Pool, and we're going to use the IOG way, and we will build it from source. So I hope you're going to like it. Let's get going. So I'm with Van from Weed Stake Pool, and I'm Mike Ornan. So today we will build a node on Sancho Testnet.
I'm happy to be along for the ride. Thank you for taking the time to show me and anybody else who ends up watching this. Much appreciated, man. What are we doing today, Mike? For all the future viewers.
Today we're going to build a Sancho Testnet node from source, and that's pretty much what we're going to do today if we have the time, and maybe another time depending on, we have an hour. So I'm hoping to build a node today and set it as a Linux service so it runs in the background, so it allows us to do what we want to do for governance and the reps. We're ready.
We're in Sancho node.
So right now there's no node, there's nothing installed, as you asked. So there's many ways to install a node, but for Sancho Testnet, I believe it would be easier for people to understand if we use the cardano-node.org way, the one that shows everything pretty much. So let's do this. I'm going to install all the prerequisites. So in the menu we go to developer portal, and from there get started and install cardano-node. So right now I'll just start with the dependencies, which is written on the list here. Yeah, I went to cardano.org, and from the developer tab I went to developer portal, then get started, then install cardano-node. And from there we'll just install the dependencies first for Debian Ubuntu, which I'm using on this virtual environment. Password. So now we're installing the dependencies. Yeah, right, so I logged on the server, so what I'm installing right now is installed on the server.
So by the end of this little walkthrough, this is we're connecting a node to SanchoNet.
Right.
And it'll be more steps for someone to have a stake pool on SanchoNet, but this will be a pretty good intro for people who are interested in doing things as a DREP, right?
Yes. Yes. Doing
That's
things as a
great.
DREP, the DREP part is easier because all you need is a node to be a DREP. So from that node, from that single node that you have, you can generate keys that you're going to need to be a DREP and to vote on governance. But as you know, being a stake pool operators is going to be harder, simply because to be a stake pool operator you need more keys, you need more security, you need actually relays, but maybe not on testnet. I know some stake pool operators, they just install a block producing node and they connect to other ones like that, because it's no big deal if you lose your keys, you just start another pool, it's the testnet. But it's just a good practice to have relays. That's done, and I believe I should restart the server. Reboot. There you go. Okay, alright, that's good. Reconnect to the server.
All right, we got our dependencies here for our node.
Yep, that's installed. So next step is installing the GHC, which is the Glasgow Haskell compiler that we're going to use to compile the node. And copy it and paste. There you go. Open, no, integration, no. So it's going to install the version 9.2.8. You could actually compile the node with this version, but you know, IOG they still ask us as SPO or you know users to use the version 8.10.7.
IOG just recommends that older version because it's more thoroughly tested, right? In terms of
Yes, and
Cardano related.
so yeah, we'll install the version 9.2 and then we will set the version 8.10.7, and that's the version we're going to use, and we will also set the Cabal to 3.6.2, which is probably going to change to version 3.8.1, but it's not official yet, I think. So all you see
And that's
right,
all based on IOG's recommendation, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
So all you see right now, you probably don't see it when you run the script from the guild operator, but that's that's actually what's going, you know, what's going on in the background. When you install it, I have to restart my terminal. My terminal, sorry. Yeah, your stake pool isn't my password.
That's beautiful, man. So after GHC compiler, we have to restart our terminal.
Yep. Well, now that's done, it should work. GHC UP version. Let's see. Yeah, he sees it. The terminal can see it. So now we'll install the version 8.10.7.
So we're almost kind of repeating the process we just did, but we're not completely. We're just telling it to almost go backwards a little bit.
Yes, yes, exactly. It's gonna take. It's going to be shorter for Cabal. It's going to be almost instant. Okay, that's done. So now, hey, do not install the Cabal version 3.6.2. We're actually going to install the version 3.8.1.0. This is an edit to the original video, by the way. 8.1.0 is the one you need to install, and we'll also set it to 0.8.1.0. This is it.
Boom.
I'll just clear the... There you go. Alright. So next, we will create our file, the file we're going to use to install more dependencies. So mkdir, make directory, we'll call it Sancho, not Snacho, Sancho source, like that. That's good. Alright, and let's get in.
This is our Sancho directory.
Yes, yes, that's right. So we'll get into it. There you go. We're in the file, and we will install one of the dependencies, which is libsodium.
Libsodium is our giant futuristic library, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is great, man. So people can really follow along with this video as well as some of the documentation from
Yep.
cardano.org, which will be very, very helpful, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm. There's only one thing that's not presently on that documentation that we have to install. I'll get to that pretty soon. And yeah, there's some difference. Oh, write the password.
Weed stake pool 420, huh? Just kidding. Anyone watching the video, that's not the password. You'll have your own password. Don't get confused.
Yeah, I can reveal it. I don't mind. It's just that
Not important.
yeah. This environment is not going to exist anymore when it's done.
Right, right.
This is the funny part. Okay. So now libsodium is installed. We have to go back to our home directory. I'll clear the terminal and we will go into the bash right here using nano or vim. Nano's fine. Let's use nano. Dot bash rc, and at the end of it we will add the path to the library and to the pkg configs. So we save it like that, and we type down source dot bash rc to make sure that our shell is considering it. So we're good with that. So next would be libsec. So we're going back into our directory, Sancho source. We have libsodium installed, as you can see here. So we will add libsec.
Fun fact, that's kind of why I've always thought of Cardano as Bitcoin Plus. I don't know if you have Disney Plus or any of the other pluses, but kind of faster, more efficient Bitcoin here. That's an oversimplification, but
Yeah, but it's so much better. We both know that.
plus, plus, plus. Almost there.
Yep. There you go. All right. So we get back to our Sancho source directory. We have libsodium. We have... Oh, there's one more thing we need. I'm going to zoom this out. We need to go into... Not in the cardano-node. It's... Hold on. Need to find the cardano-node wiki repository. There it is. Cardano-node wiki. I'll make it simpler. I'll try to have those links ready under the video in the commentary. So from there, doc started, install. Where is it? There it is. BLST. That's what we need to install. This is another dependency. We're setting.
How is this different from if you were building a node for, let's say, would this be different than a non-Sancho Testnet node?
Non-Sancho Testnet doesn't need BLST at the moment. If you want to build Sancho Testnet, you absolutely need this. So I'll make sure the link over there is available in the video, in the commentary, so people just have to click on it and they will have it right there. So I'll copy and paste it right there into our source file. That's it. So now we get back into our home directory, and from our home we get back to our source file for our Sancho node, and we will be ready to complete and get the node from the repository. So now we're cloning the repository of IOHkey, the whole cardano-node repository. And this step here, we're not going to do it. Because if I do a git checkout, it's going to check the last release, available release from their repository, which is going to be a node version for the mainnet. And we don't want that. We want to use the version for the Sancho Testnet, right? So what we will do, we will still do a git checkout. But I need to have the commit
For SanchoNet.
for SanchoNet, right? So we will go get that from their repository. Getting back up, input output HKey, cardano-node, and over there, as you can see, releases. I'll click on release. All right, so we will install the node version 8.4.0. This is an edit, by the way. Thanks again, Van, to be there with me again. What was I gonna do? Okay, so we're going to git checkout, and we need to install, put that there, the revision number of the version 8.4.0, which is here. So you can either get it from here, or like I usually do, I grab it from the link itself. And this is the same number, by the way. So you take which one, the one you want, it doesn't matter. And so now it's set to version 8.4.0 as mentioned here. So now we can, oh right, Cabal update.
GHC was 8.10.7 in the original video, right?
Yeah, it still is actually.
Yeah, it hasn't changed.
Well, no, it hasn't changed. All right, that's done. So now we will configure using the, as mentioned, 8.10.7 version of GHC, and it's not gonna show what it's going to install this time because of Cabal 3.8.1, and it doesn't really matter. Okay, here, as mentioned, it says Cabal update, which we already did, and Cabal build all, but it's not going to build for version 8.4.0. It's not going to build the Cardano CLI if you do it this way. So we will do Cabal build separately Cardano node and Cardano CLI, just like that, and we're good. Let's do it.
So this is an area where if someone was following along to the video and they were following also with the developer portal or some of these things, it will deviate for SanchoNet specifically, right?
Right, exactly. The nice part is that when this is done, this is all you need to be a D-rep. This, you generate your keys.
That's exciting.
That's it. You can be a D-rep.
It's awesome that you're using the IOG tutorial as much as possible, you know, because a lot of people will be using that while following along with this video. So I'm sure that'll make it a lot more approachable for people, you know.
Yeah, this one is not always up to date. Like I showed you, there's a dependency. There's the LBST that you need to go get directly on the repository, which is kind of tricky to go get. But you know, everyone has its own way to install the node. You could still use the operator script if they have, you know, if you can change the version of the node to the Sancho Testnet. It still works. It works great, actually.
That's the main difference, is just changing the version, just directing it to SanchoNet.
Right. So when this is done, which is going to be not today, but when this is done, all we're gonna have to do is I made it available on my repository. When this is done, we will set the node as a service in the background, and we will work from there with the CLI.
No, well, so this is part 1, and we got the boring stuff out of the way.
This
but
is the boring,
like I said,
yeah.
this will be useful to people. So, you know, it's not time wasted.
I gotta thank you because your English is is supporting me a lot. Because
You're very welcome, my friend.
you know, I already explained everything, all this in French pretty easily, but I need to improve my English, really.
It's a pleasure, man. It's a pleasure to follow along, and you know, it's lots of little details, you know, and hearing it from someone who is very comfortable, and whether it's your first language or your second language or third language, it does make a big difference for people who are learning and becoming more familiar. So, yeah, man, thank you for taking the time to do it. People will really enjoy it, and I know myself personally, looking from the outside in, I would really appreciate a video like this, I think, to be able to follow along with. So I think that's great. Appreciate you.
Yeah, appreciate you.
Have a good evening.
You too. Bye.
We'll talk soon. All right, bye.
So I hope you liked it. The first part, this was the first part. The second part is already recorded. I just have to make it YouTube ready, and I'll send it as soon as possible. So thanks for watching.